well known that Fiddler on the Roof composer Jerry Bock drew heavily from Eastern European Klezmer traditions. Less well known is exactly what it is about the fiddler score that represents Klezmer music. The Klezmer influence can be broken down into several key musical elements that help ground the score in Jewish culture. At the heart of Klezmer is the use of distinctive modal scales, particularly the Phrygisch scale. This scale, also known as the Phrygian dominant scale, is a hallmark of Jewish music, recognized for its exotic and haunting sound, often evoking a sense of longing or nostalgia. Listen. The Phrygisch scale, with its flattened second and augmented intervals, creates a sound that may seem off to those accustomed to Western major and minor scales, but this deliberate tension mirrors the complex emotional landscape of the Jewish diaspora. Here's the Phrygisch scale again, this time on the piano. Afterward, see if you can hear the Phrygisch scale as Tevye sings.
If I were a rich man, all day long I biddy-biddy-bum.
Bach utilizes the Phrygisch scale in If I Were a Rich Man to give Tevye's playful musings a uniquely Jewish tone that captures both his dreams and the hardships of his life. The scale's emotional depth and Jewish feel allows Tevye's hopes for a better future to resonate with the historical and cultural struggles of his people, making his aspirations both personal and collective. Closely related to the Phrygisch scale, both musically and emotionally, is the krechts, a musical ornament that mimics a sob or cry, frequently found in Klezmer performances. This expressive tool is a hallmark of Jewish music, often used to communicate a deep sense of yearning or lamentation. Listen.
Ya da 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 da. It has all those flavors, all that. That particular ornament is called a krechts, and that krechts means to gasp or moan or sob or sigh. And Yiddish cantorial music and Yiddish folk song and Klezmer music is full of that. Oi, 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 oi.
Here's a violinist playing a krechts, and then see if you can hear the krechts in the start of the wedding's bottle dance scene. Another aspect of Jewish music sometimes found in Klezmer and clearly present in Fiddler is the nigun. Nigunim are tunes out of the Hasidic tradition that have no real words, just nonsense syllables. Originally a religious musical concept, secular Klezmer performances have often incorporated nigunim. And this bit of Phrygisch music we already considered has a nigun in it. In terms of instrumentation, Klezmer music typically features instruments like the clarinet and violin. These instruments are particularly effective at conveying the soul of Klezmer music, with the violin often playing the role of both lament and celebration. In Fiddler, of course, the violin is a central element, serving as a symbolic bridge between the characters and their Jewish heritage. A prime example is the wedding dance, where the violin leads the celebration. capturing the joyous atmosphere while also hinting at the uncertainties ahead for the community. Listen to the clarinet and violin from the wedding scene. There's also a hint of brass, which makes the sound a little closer to Broadway, but the Klezmer instruments are still there. Finally, Klezmer music is known for its ability to convey a wide range of emotions, often contrasting melancholy with celebration. This duality is central to the emotional tone of Fiddler. For example, Sunrise Sunset reflects the melancholic side, focusing on loss and change, while To Life bursts with joyous rhythms and celebratory energy. The emotional contrast in these songs mirrors the resilience and spirit of the Jewish people facing hardship, yet continuing to celebrate life. By weaving these klezmer elements into the score, Bock creates a musical world that feels deeply connected to the Jewish identity of the characters, making the music an essential part of the storytelling in Fiddler on the Roof. The result is not just an authentically Jewish sound, but a musical landscape that deepens the narrative's exploration of tradition, resilience, and change.
This is Jerry Bock, who wrote the music to Fiddler on the Roof.
Please note that the score of Fiddler on the Roof is not entirely klezmer, and part of Jerry Bock's genius was incorporating Jewish melodies and rhythms into a traditional Broadway score with a regular Broadway orchestra. Bock masterfully adapted klezmer instrumentation, such as the violin and clarinet, ensuring the orchestra felt rich and grand, while still maintaining its cultural roots.
Along with Sheldon, I just bury myself in the book and start to gravitate toward the period. Particularly, that gives me a head start.
This fusion allowed Fiddler to resonate deeply with Jewish audiences while remaining accessible and engaging to Broadway's diverse viewership. In doing so, Bock created a score that is both distinctly Jewish and universally appealing, helping ensure the musical's lasting impact. Don't forget to like and subscribe. MARQUEE is a free weekly Broadway appreciation newsletter with essays, reviews, piano talks, Broadway blasts, quizzes, and more. Sign up for the complimentary or premium edition and learn about all classes and projects at thebroadwaymaven.com. And here's a video I think you'll like.